was trying to think of like what to write, and nothing would come out on paper, so I'm just gonna wing it right now. As I go. James, actually, he was one of those guys, like, when I first met him, I just thought, nah, we're not gonna be friends. He was the pastor's kid, and I was just there to play basketball, and I was like a punk, and he was like the pastor's kid, and all we did was play basketball, but then, like, just from playing basketball together and hanging out, we just got to know each other more and more, and he was kind of, back then, he was like really charismatic, and so a lot of guys were just like, were attracted to him, like. He's got a lady, I'm talking like, like drawn to him, okay, like in a respectful way, we're like, this is a cool guy. But then when you actually become his friend, you're like, wait a second, I thought this guy was cool. So let me tell you a couple stories. There was one time we were doing a sleepover for a youth group, and James decided to pick his nose.
Yeah.
And he picked up the biggest booger you could ever see. And me and my friend were like, oh Lord, what is that? And he's like, boogie. And so we run. And I run to his sister's back room, and my friend gets there first and locks me out. And I start crying. I'm like, let me in. And then he's like, and I fall through the door, and then we shut it. And then, like, we open it a crack, and the lights are off. So like, oh, let's get a flashlight. And then we open and we turn on the flashlight, and around the closet door, this finger comes out with a booger on it. Boogie. And that was James, pretty much. When we talked about marriage, we looked at James and thought, nah. And that just shows what an angel Marie is. I mean, any woman that, no, just joking. What other stories are there? In high school, to be a better runner, if you don't know, this guy was an amazing runner. And to make himself faster, he shaved his legs. I mean, if you took a picture of these things and looked at it like off-kilter, you'd be like, whoa, that lady is pretty. And then you're like, wait, that's a man? But, okay, with that said, to be serious, well, no. I was always just a good friend to James, and I never knew where we were as friends. I was like hoping, yeah, I hope like we're close friends. Like I want to be one of his closest friends. He doesn't know this because I'll never tell him that. But now you know. And then he sends me this email, and it's a survey. And on the survey, it has questions like, what is your age? What is your birthday? And then it asks, who is your best friend? And under that, he put my name. And then I read that, and I was like, I got up from my chair, and I was like, oh wow. I was like, oh, I'm the best friend. And that's how I found out we were best friends. He chose me, and I was like, elected. I was like, whoa, election, like I just got chosen. And I was happy, but I was like, why didn't we talk about this? But that was the thing with James, is like, when James knew something, he knows it stubbornly. He like, there's no doubt in his mind when he knows something. And when you know this guy, he knows it, and it's because like he has some intelligence, and he does some research, and so when he knows something, he really knows it, and you have to work hard to convince him otherwise. So when he called me, he told me about this girl he was seeing, and he was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure like she's the one. I was like, dude, he knows it, and so I had no doubt in my mind. So I tried to Facebook friend her, but James wouldn't let me. He was like, you can't Facebook friend her until you meet her. But Maria is just great to know her, and when I heard the stories about like how she even found out what this guy likes, because if you don't know James, this guy is very peculiar with what he eats. There's basically a list of about 3 words of things he'll eat: meat, and more meat. But Maria was able to accommodate that. Also, there was a time when I was struggling financially in Minnesota. I was doing an internship, and without any of my asking or anything like that, this guy he sends me money, and he helped me out through a really hard time. James has always just been one of those guys that you can count on. And, aw, man.
Aww.
That don't aw me. Here, let me straight up. So, yeah, just, you know, like, he went from one of those guys I never thought we would be, like, friends like we are, and to one of the guys that I just cherish the most in my life. Man. So, you know, I was just, this day, I don't know if people have been watching me, but my smile has not stopped, because, like, you getting married is like, it's not like I'm getting married, but I'm so happy, man, that I could do this vicariously through you, you know, and see. I'm sorry. That's off the cuff. I'll say things that don't make sense. I'm sorry, but with that said, James is a great guy. He's a genuine guy. He's a loving guy, and you know, he's the best friend you could ask for. And he'll let you know. and I just think, you know, I'm so happy for you, Marie, and like, man, knockout. I remember one time we were on the swings at yeah, we were at the swings at the beach, and he was just talking about you, and he was like, Brian, don't worry, that great girl is out there because he had found you, and he knew he had found that great one. And you guys together, like pieces of a puzzle, you guys make a great picture. My only thing for you guys is, you know, as Pastor said, Ephesians 5, you guys together are the gospel. You guys together, your relationship together, how you love each other, how you serve each other, that is going to be the thing that just shows the love of God. And I see that with you already. I've heard that on the phone with you two already, and how you guys just work through it. And it's always out of love, but ultimately it's out of that commitment. And you guys just stay committed to each other, because that commitment you guys have to Christ and to each other is going to hold you through everything. And it's just going to continue to be beautiful. Make lots of babies. I want to see them. Oh, please, toast. Don't be like married here. To James and Marie.
James and Marie. Cheers. Yeah.
Pass that mic on down.